Starmer faces fresh challenge as Labour MPs condemn asylum plans. Keir Starmer is facing a significant challenge to his leadership as angry Labour MPs have vowed to challenge new, stringent migration policies that would lead to an increase in the deportation of children and families. These policies, which include the potential confiscation of assets from asylum seekers to cover costs, have sparked intense debate within the party, with some MPs accusing their colleagues of not adequately addressing public concerns about illegal migration and asylum. The Conservatives have indicated their willingness to support the government in passing these tough new laws if a substantial Labour rebellion occurs. Home Secretary Shabana Mahmood has outlined a series of radical measures, including an attempt to alter how UK judges interpret the European Convention on Human Rights, ECHR, to prevent asylum seekers from using their rights to a family life to avoid deportation. The policies include a consultation on enforcing the removal of families, including children, who have been denied settlement rights in the UK and have refused payments encouraging them to leave. A policy document released on Monday stated, "We will launch a consultation on the process for enforcing the removal of families, including children." Starmer defended the government's asylum plans, which have been met with concern by many Labour MPs. He told the Daily Mirror, "We inherited a broken asylum system, just as we inherited a broken economy, broken public services, a broken NHS. So we have got to pick it up and fix it. We need to ensure there's a consensus on this, that people have confidence in our asylum system. And the truth is that we need to stop people arriving who shouldn't be here, and we need to return those who are found not to be genuine refugees." At least 20 MPs have publicly expressed concern about the policies, including Folkestone MP and former human rights barrister Tony Vaughan, Select Committee Chair Sarah Owen, and newly elected MPs Simon Ofer, Amitsem Mohammed, and Neil Duncan Jordan. Florence Eshalomi, the chair of the Housing and Community Select Committee, questioned Mahmood in the Commons about the certainty of avoiding unintended consequences from the policies. Mahmood rebuked MPs for suggesting she was using divisive language and mentioned the racial slur she had experienced. A government source assured there would be extensive engagement with worried Labour MPs and emphasized that there would be no deportations of unaccompanied children. They stated, "The crisis at our borders is an existential issue for mainstream parties. If we don't solve the crisis at our borders, dark forces will follow." However, MPs expressed widespread concerns about the morally bankrupt approach to increasing family deportations, which would mean detaining children before removal. One MP stated, "I didn't fight an election as a Labour MP to bundle distressed children onto deportation flights." Another MP in a Green-facing seat faced a significant backlash on social media, describing it as terrible and straight out of the far-right playbook. Ofer emphasized the need to stop the boats and the scapegoating of immigrants, stating that measures creating bureaucracy and insecurity do not offer clarity or strengthen control. Owen, a key organizer against the government's welfare cuts, argued that a strong immigration system doesn't need to be cruel, and that refugees and asylum seekers are real people fleeing war and persecution. Duncan Jordan shared a personal anecdote about his taxi driver, who felt unwelcome after 20 years of living in the country, despite paying taxes and contributing to the local community. He emphasized that British values are about compassion, tolerance, and generosity, and that kicking out recognized asylum seekers goes against these values, hardening the nation and portraying Britain as uninviting. Several Labour aides expressed discomfort and skepticism about the government's ability to pass the proposals without a retreat on certain measures, including asset seizures and the rights of refugee families to permanent settlement. One MP suggested that the PLP would try to dilute the proposals, while another saw it as an opening offer and expected concerns to be heard. A significant number of MPs believe that the need to undertake the unthinkable in the asylum system is justified due to the threat of reform and even more draconian measures under a Nigel Farage government. One minister urged people to get real, noting that the public is moving faster than colleagues on this issue due to the changing stereotype of the deserving refugee. The government's asylum policy document outlines plans to make refugee status temporary, reviewed every 30 months, and to weaken asylum seekers' rights under Article 8 of the ECHR, which provides for the right to respect for family and private life. It also aims to evolve Article 3 of the ECHR, which prohibits torture and inhuman or degrading treatment, to counteract its expansion over time. A new appeals body would be formed to accelerate removals, staffed by professionally trained adjudicators.